Sorry for the long wait. Was really busy with episode 5. Oh my god, I can't find male voices. But all the animation is done, expected soon. Now for what we've been waiting for, but definitely not the last chapter. Chapter 22. Strange music at the wedding. Minna got back from the hospital worried. She was still in her beautiful blue dress, and she was ready for the wedding. Lots of people were at the wedding, including Korra, Shippo, Miku, Hatsune, Rin, Inuyasha, Denmark, Yuki, Elaine, Asa, Fi from the Fanime, based on a real person. Germany, Kikyo, Kuwata, and others. They all look disturbed and uneasy because of the evil imitating from Goku, Raichu's father, if you don't remember. The theme of the wedding is night blue and blood red. They actually look rather beautiful together, but not as beautiful as the clouds in the sky above the whole wedding. Goku and Lucy looked lustily into their eyes and smiled, feeling the pain from everyone around them. Raichu was standing off in the corner, looking through the crude, and her silk turquoise bangs at them. Her soft, furry ears twitched with anger at the scene. It made her sick to her stomach. The bell rung, and everyone sat down in their seats, waiting for the groom and bride to make their speech. "Raichu Kami, you're here!" Yuki exclaimed. She grabbed her and held her, tears from streaming down from her pale, soggy face. "Of course I am. Who would miss their own father's weeding?" Raichu smiled sarcastically. "I swear to Kami, when this is over, I'm going to rip him to shreds like wet toilet paper. Maybe I'll shit on him too." Yuki giggled. "I wish you the best of luck. I'm sorry for you. Lots." She shook her beautiful silk golden hair. It blew in the breeze like the most beautiful blonde and blood waterfall. Her blue angel eyes shed crystal tears that would be worth millions, but worth nothing in the hands of evil. "Everything will be put to right. This is our life. We weren't put on this earth to suffer for all eternity and never feel the steamy embrace of love or eat food or die. We were put here to make a difference and make the world better. If it weren't for my father, I wouldn't be the person I am, helping everyone and making a difference throughout the world. Without that bastard father of mine, I wouldn't have learned who is right and who is wrong, where we go in life, who to love, what my calling was. I may be a demon, a cat demon nonetheless, and a vampire. I may be the most hearted person on this planet right now, but if I oughtn't know what love is, then Kami help me. Today will not be the day I let my will down, bend or break. Today is the day I will survive and show everyone in the world who I really am. My power! The power of love, the power of truth." Raichu's eyes swelled with tears at her own words. "Even though everyone might think I'm doing this for the wrong reasons, I'm not being selfish. I have a child to care about, and nothing will stop me from protecting the one I love. This is how I love, and this is the day I will take the power back from my dad and prove myself to the world. I've watched you grow up, Raichu, and I am proud of you. Remember who you are and your calling. Don't let anything get in the way of your destiny." Yuki put her hand on Raichu's shoulder, and they knew they were the most connected friends ever. "I have a trick up my sleeve." Raichu glared and smiled at the same time like a kabuki mask. Goku tinged his wedding glass. "Sit down, good folk." Goku smiled like a devilly asshole he was. He twiddled his fingers and fudged with Lucy's hair. She smiled at him, a toothy, sick grin. Immediately everyone sat down in a hurry. "I'm very happy you all came to my wedding," he said. "You don't know how much this means to me. Real, don't clap. I know you all can't conch in your happiness." Everyone glared at him in disgust, including Raichu. Now I know that I'm not the most handsome man in the world, but I landed the most beautiful and hot woman here. He laughed and smiled, but don't worry, it's not just the sex. She's the most strong and aggressive woman I know. You're not going to get away with this, father! Raichu stood up from her white seat and pointed at him. You don't realize what you're doing! Don't be sorry! He shook his blonde hair and smirked. Silly, silly bitch. It's a weeding. It's not illegal. Nothing can help you. Play the music. My new wife should be coming down the aisle any moment now. She emerged from tea bushes in a long width dress, with no straps and white sleeves. She had a veil covering the horns that grew from upon her head. A broad smile covered her face, and the wedding music was played. She came down the aisle, smiling and waving like the Queen of England holding a bouquet of blood-red roses. Blood came streaming from Raichu's eyes like a waterfall of the most sickest pain. Lucy and Goku stood at the microphone. I love you, Goku-kun, and no one can look at it. She glared at Raichu, smiling. She knew what she was doing. We've been together for a few months now, and I've been waiting for this day since I was a little girl. I wouldn't be happier. Anyone else? She fake cried like a mean bitch. Shall we get married now? Before the bells ring, Raichu stood up. I have my own speech that I would love to give to the bride and groom. The lovely bride and groom. Everyone clapped as Raichu went up. They clapped unsurely, not knowing what she was going to do. Yeah, on, Raichu whispered. As she passed by Minna and Yuki, Goku and Lucy were extremely curious. Raichu cleared her throat. I've known my father since I was about 6. Why did I not say since I was born? I never really knew my father. I didn't know that he would be so heartless and sick to abandon and beat his own daughter because of what she was born with. But enough about me and my dad. We have dear Lucy here, too. Lucy's eyes widened. Well, Raichu continued, I never fully understood why you were such a bitch in class to me and my friends, and now you're marrying my dad. Good for you. You only 17 and you're fucking this ugly asshole who's most likely using you. Raichu clapped sarcastically. Really awesome, Lucy, but I have a present for you. Pleasant? Lucy felt a cold sweat down her neck. Raichu slowly pulled out a box. A beautiful box. She opened it, and the most beautiful tune came out from the music box. It was Lilium. Lucy's eyes bugged out, and she fell to the ground, helpless. She gasped and wept. The tune was so beautiful and sad, and it told her whole life story without saying a word. Before she knew it, she was innocent Mew. Lucy, baby, what about our wedding? What about destroying Raichu? Goku grabbed and shook her. Lucy! Lucy looked at him with her big crimson eyes. Mew? She squeaked. Mew! Mew! She scratched him and left a scar across his face. She looked disgusted and afraid of what she was wearing. She threw the bouquet down in his face and stomped away off the stage. The whole crowd stood up and cheered. They knew that he wouldn't be able to do it. Yuki and Minna beamed in happiness like children in the park. Mew came running to Raichu and hugged her. She finally broke the spell. Mew had been trapped in the cold husk of Lucy, trying to get out. Lucy was taking over, and finally she was free. I'm glad to see you back to normal, Raichu smiled. We can be friends again. It's been so long. Mew, Mew agreed. Oh, Raichu, Goku sang out. You're missing something. Raichu looked up, and he was holding her daughter hostage. You! I'm going to fucking kill you if you hurt her! Raichu screamed. Mama, get me out of here, Elaine wailed as she was flown away into the dark sky, Raichu's father laughing the whole time. Kamino! Blood poured from Raichu's eyes, furiously, and she tried to wipe it away but couldn't. What?